Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler, and welcome back to the show. This is the WTQ show where we ask questions and you get to know me better. How are you guys doing? Today's Tuesday. I just recently came home like an hour ago, so I am quite tired. But I definitely do want to get the show down before I go to bed and just get into it. I definitely remember after recording the first two episodes, I forgot to hammer this into where if you guys want to give me questions, you can contact me on social media. It's WTPHU Graham on Instagram. It's WTPHU on YouTube and Facebook Gaming. Facebook Gaming is What the Foo Gaming. So you can contact me on YouTube, Twitch, all social medias. Twitter, the same handler as WTPHU. YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter have the same handle. Instagram, you'll see it as What the Foo WTPHU with Graham at the end. And on Facebook, it's going to be What the Foo Gaming. WTPHU Gaming. So those are the social media outlets that you can give me questions on. And I can do my best to allocate them and gather the questions as quickly as I can to answer them as I can to make it a show to where I'm answering the audience's questions. So let me know on social media and I can answer your questions from there. I had a pretty good weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed your Halloween weekend. This is Tuesday, like I said, and I spent the weekend with friends and family. I I can't say that I remember doing much on my own. I just know that I was around family a lot and friends, and I definitely need to do better. I made a mistake. I make mistakes just like the next person, and I made a mistake to double book two different things. So, lesson to you guys. For me to not double book, and you need to double check your plans before you book plans. Otherwise, it doesn't look good, and I wish I was better. I definitely want to get through recording these as effortless as possible. At work, there was a situation where there was a conference room that I wanted to go record at, but someone was there, and it was not a great situation for me. So that's fine. I'm just gonna record it right here before I go to bed, and let's get into the questions, right? That's what I'm making the podcast for, so the more questions I have, the better the conversation, right? So one of the first question is, what's the most amount of money you've ever found, and what was the situation? Found, I would probably say, if anything recently, I recently found a $10 bill that I thought I lost. So this was like beginning of the year, in January or February where it was raining. I thought I dropped my $10 bills as I was running late for work, and then the next morning when I came to my car, it looked like the $10 was still there. It was wet, but it was still there. I find it a little funny because I found the $10 bill as the Alexander Hamilton song was playing in my earbud, so that was kind of serendipitous. The most amount of money found. I don't tend to find money on the ground that often. It's just like nowadays we're coming into a more digital age to where we have cards and we only have cash, like only if and only if. It's like insurance money. So like I tend to keep like $20 in cash in my wallet almost all the time. Like almost. I say almost, but with the whole like national coin shortage, we're requested to do more card transactions. So at the moment, no cash. Yeah. So what? That's I wanted because like I saw this question and I wanted to say that I found PAX tickets, but that's also a lie. Actually, no. This is another good story. So, technically, so the most amount of money I've ever found was when I was 13. So when I was 13, I went to my public pool to swim as a 13-year-old, but at the bottom of the dive tank, there was a Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories Game Boy Advance cartridge. And at the time, like at the time of the Game Boy Advance age, game cartridges were around $40 to $50 because that's what it was back in 2009, 2007. And so but during that time, during that age of Game Boy Advance, when it was like booming and coming out, I dove deep into the dive tank. I grabbed it. I thought it was cool, but it was also very broken. So I thought it was broken because of water damage. I thought it was water damage. So when I got home, I had the Game Boy Advance game in my pocket. I dried it. I waited for a day, and then the next day when I put it into my red Game Boy Advance SP, it turned on. So I guess that is the most amount of money I've found was when I was 9, 13 playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories that I found from the bottom of a pool. And that was actually the first game that got me hooked onto the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I can definitely dive into the Kingdom Hearts franchise and my favoritism of it another time, but that's my favorite story about that. Let's go on to the next question, shall we? Of all the problems in the world, which one would you like to see solved first? Honestly, the biggest problem right now is the whole... Well, it's kind of like current news. So at the time of recording, the biggest problem right now is not enough people are aware that we have like a vaccination card mandate to where the Monday of the Halloween week, we were mandated by the state to have vaccination cards on us, and they were supposed to be as important. They were categorized to be as important as ID cards, I believe, which again makes sense. But the problem is there were several instances to where some of my friends didn't know that the vaccination cards was required, and like that's the case in point. In all of your establishments, in the current establishments leading up to this last Monday, the Monday of Halloween weekend, there were signs everywhere, and there were signs everywhere that masks were being mandated and vaccination cards were being mandated statewide. Granted, that was the thing that was being promoted for the entire month and the entire 2 months, but the problem is, like, as much as the establishments did, the gyms, the cafes, the grocery stores, no, not grocery stores, but essentially any place that was, any restaurants or any gym function required you to have a vaccination card. You needed a vaccination card, otherwise you could not be let in. Case in point, my in-law could not go to dinner with us on Sunday because he didn't have his vaccination card on him. So he had to go home, and we got him takeout. So that's what happened. My friend had a extensively 10-minute long search for his vaccination proof because he didn't bring it to the gym because he didn't know. The biggest problem I see is that there's not enough people informed about those vaccination things, and I think if only the government had enough money if the state had enough money to put down... Sorry, my roommate is home, so I'd rather take the recording upstairs instead. But essentially, if the state had enough funding to put advertising on it in social media, then we would have been more aware of the situation. Like, a lot of people were on TikTok, people are on Instagram, social media, almost all the time. They're looking down on their phone almost all the time. So it would have been a lot better if the community was informed through social media like they normally would. And yeah, that's definitely a problem that I would like to see solved first. Better communication from the government to its people. So that's definitely something we need to work on. I think in the foreseeable future, cardio really, really sucks. Have you ever let someone else get punished for something you did. Have I ever let someone get punished for something I did? I can honestly say, like, if I wanted to tell the story, it would have to be especially from when I was when I was at home when I lived with my parents. I can probably say I got away trying to get my brother in trouble for like dirty dishes or the dirty laundry, but besides that, nothing huge. I can't remember if I got someone in trouble on purpose out of pity. Like now that I'm getting closer to 30, I'm coming to the age to where I just kind of don't want to do that. And it's already too much effort. It's a waste of my time to get someone in trouble, so nowadays I don't plan to do that. But when I was in grade school, when I was living with my parents, definitely. It's a brother versus brother world, you know. You guys get in trouble and you get each other in trouble. It's what happens. So when it comes to someone else getting punished for my mistakes, I can't think of anything that I can remember other than the petty things back when I lived with my parents, like dishes or dirty clothes, dirty carpets, something like that. Right? Yeah, so those are the three questions for today. Thank you guys so much for listening on Anchor and Spotify, as well as watching on youtube.com/win-win-sit. It was actually funny. I considered doing YouTube when I was younger, and I was so happy that I locked in the URL win-win-sits, because when I was in high school, I got a camera for my birthday and I wanted to make film, but I didn't know how to get that started. So I always figured when I was graduate high school, I would go to film school and do the whole thing. But I would have called it Win-Win Productions to play on my last name, Win. So we would have called the studio or the channel nowadays Win-Win Sits, and we would have gone from there. So when I made my Google account, I made my channel searchable by saying youtube.com/win-win-sit. That's WINWINSIT. I didn't know how to spell the rest of it, situation, but that's the thing. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That's the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. And as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.